doesn't make sense. It just doesn't fucking make sense. Hey guys, it's Harley Quinn. Welcome back to the Mental Health Comic Verse. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today I want to talk about breakups in friendships. Yes, in friendships, because that's important too. So I'm briefly going to go over the 3 types of toxic friendships at the end of this video, but what I really want to focus on is why. Why do we lose friendships when we go through hard times? And I'm talking about those close family type, like you consider them your blood type friends that you lose when you go through hard times. And we've all heard that phrase,
if you can't handle me at my worst, you do not deserve me at my best. Okay?
Which is very much true. And for the people who are on the receiving end of not getting the support that you expected or that you needed, it is a very devastating eye opener, like a can opener before your eyes. That shit just wakes you up to some realities, to some real shit. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate just for a second. And this isn't an excuse for someone's behavior, but more so an understanding for you as to why things happen sometimes and just to move forward. Because sometimes we can really get stuck on the fact that we gave our all, our loyalty, our everything to this person, and they high and dry left you and abandoned your ass, and you're just like, so yeah, you feel completely abandoned by them, or maybe they betrayed you, and that type of betrayal just really sticks with you. And even with our romantic breakups, a lot of people don't heal properly or fully heal and just kind of move forward. And so it's not a surprise that we do not heal from our friendship breakups, which is important to do as well, because it is very heartbreaking, okay? So of course, this is related to our mental state, our traumas, and our triggers, which means when you are going through something that's heavy and traumatic, even though it's not your friend's trauma and it's their job to support you through it, there can be things about your situation that directly trigger their own traumas. You see where that's an issue, and whether they're aware of it or not, their subconscious is triggered. And that fight or flight bomb activation has started. Tick, tick, tock. And of course, the easiest thing for us as humans to do is to flight, run the other way from our fears into our comfort zones. And we just gotta say bye-bye, stay in your comfort zone if you cannot handle the heat. I wanted to address this because we are learning to cut off toxic people in our lives. And we're also learning to differentiate our lifetime friends from our seasonal friends, right? And on this path, it's also important to remember the advice that we give ourselves, which is that we give ourselves self-love, and we have to be whole within in order to help other people and in order to have healthy relationships with other people, right? So sometimes you may be in a friendship where you're both struggling, where you're both in shit, or you go through something and that is now triggered your friend, and so now you guys are both going through something. The reason why I bring this up is because I feel like we're just in kind of like an era where everyone's just like, I'm done with you, cut, that's it, off with your head, it's done. I have no patience, I'm on a higher level, and that's it. But you can really lose a good friend that way, because sometimes it can just be this. It can just be that you're both going through something, and if you're not communicating with each other, number one, okay, communication, you guys, any relationship, romantic, and this goes for friendships as well.
Communicate.
Okay? Because all you have to do is be like, I can't handle your shit. I just cannot handle your shit, and you guys just have to talk that out. So again, this isn't to make any excuses for people who have left you high and dry. Do not ever make excuses for people. They should come to you and communicate with you what's going on if they value your friendship, you know? Or to even stay fighting for the relationship. I just want to highlight a reason to further help you understand why, because sometimes we just have such a hard time wrapping our heads around the why. Like,
why did you do this to me? Why did you break my heart like this, girl? I gave you so much love. You were like a sister to me.
Because at the end of the day, anyone who values your time, your friendship, what you bring to their life, they will put in that time to communicate with you and to let you know why, even if it's hard for them. Even if that flight response has flown the hell away, they'll be like, hey, this is what's going on and this is why. So even if I need a break, even if I need some space from what you're going through, and just take some time to myself. Like whatever it is, that communication is key in any goddamn relationship. And some of these type of friendships do make a comeback and survive, and that's ultimately up to you because every situation is different. It's all situational, so that's really up to you. But I feel like anyone who values you will definitely put in that time to communicate with you, especially if you compare the amount of chances and the amount of communicating that they have done in their romantic relationships. You were very triggered and you were very upset with your romantic relationships, but you kept giving that a chance and you didn't have any problem communicating when your flight response took over then. So, okay, so I'm going to briefly go over the 3 types of toxic friendships. I actually got this from Psych2Go. I thought it was really informative, so go check that out. I'm just going to go over it in my own words. So number 1 is the unaware. The unaware is a reflection of a negative environment that they were raised in. So they don't actually think or realize that what they're doing is wrong. They really think that they're being a good friend, but they're always judgmental. They're always criticizing you. They're always just in your ear saying some shit. But be careful with slapping this title on just anyone because people really play on coming from broken environments these days. They literally use it to play on your emotions and get your sympathy. So the last thing we want to do is enable that by giving them that excuse and by allowing it. Never allow it. Never. And if you have allowed it, from this day forward, do not allow it again. Okay? Okay. Number 2 are the users. The I only want to see you when it's beneficial for me friends. And of course, this is fine for business or surface level friendships, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You know, when you're giving, and you get nothing in return. Those friendships. And number 3 are the fakers, the secretly waiting for you to fall, the haters, the jealous types, you know the ones. You know the ones. So those are the 3 basic toxic friendships. So I just want to reiterate that communication is key in any relationship, you guys. For my personal peace of mind, even if I know that a person is a user or a faker, I still allow that space for that conversation to happen before I make my final decision. Because sometimes they can be going through their own shit and you just don't know it. Also, if a friend has cut you off, know that it is for a reason. Whether they are triggered or they're like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. Whatever, just know who you are. Because if you know who you are, you know that that's not your loss. That's their damn loss, okay? Just let it go and let it flow, okay? All right, you guys, thank you so much again for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and it was informative to you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And I do have more villains and heroes dropping in soon. So don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't already. And I will be back with more mental health goodness for you guys next time. Stay flying free. It's okay, just let them go because we're over here flying and being free, okay? We're not here flying into windows.